So I posted this meme on my Instagram, right? I love Bash Stack. I think it's super fun. It's kind of scary to make a web server in Bash, but hey, I'm all about using Bash, so I can support that. Also, I know the author. She's actually pretty cool. We have a collab before. She's been on this channel before, so that's super awesome. This user on Instagram kind of took the meme as a challenge, and they accepted their part of the challenge, and I accepted my part of the challenge, so they wrote something using Bash Stack, which is amazing. A whole web front-end thing with back-end complete in Bash, which is wild. And so we're going to review that code today. So I got it pulled up right here. You can see we have Pwnhub. Cute name. It is a CTF collaboration platform written in Bash, originally built as a response to a joke about the Bash Stack by You Suck at Programming. Hey, that's me. Let's go. So let's see what we got here. We got a whole bunch of stuff: Dockerfile, config.sh, core.sh, start.sh. If you've written stuff using the Bash Stack, you know this is kind of the boilerplate code it gives you. So we'll have to see how much this diverges from the actual boilerplate, but the important stuff will be in the includes, the pages, and probably static if I had to guess. So, oh boy, a lot of stuff going on here. I like this. Very, very official looking. Let's see. Secure user registration and login, password hashing, that's magical. Session management with configurable timeouts, cool. User profiles, display names, brute force protection, file upload validation. Oh, this is pretty cool. I don't know if we'll get to it all in this video, but we'll dive deep. This is pretty neat. Challenge tracking across multiple categories: web, own, crypto, reverse. Okay, cool. Status updates, team collaboration, shared notes per challenge. This is cool. This is a neat little thing right here. Okay, we got some stuff. I'm just going to scroll through a little bit just so we can kind of jump into the code as quick as possible. What are our prereqs? We need a Linux-based system. Okay, we can do that. Bash shell 4.0 or higher. That's great. A TCP server. So this is from this package that has it. That's cool. And then optional NPM for Tailwind development. Cool. So clone the repo, CD into it, make some things executable, edit the config, and then start it. So this is pretty simple. Yeah, I don't know. Let's not mess around. Let's just jump into it. So we'll grab this. I'll pop open the terminal here. And as you can see, I've created a fresh new VM. I usually run on my Mac or I'm on an Illumos-based system, but the prereqs here said specifically Linux. So I spun up a new void Linux instance. I made sure that this thing can't talk to the internet because I am running someone else's code, so I want to be like a little bit protective here. I don't think they're going to try and hack me, but you know, I'm going to do my due diligence. So we have a VM here, fresh VM, that has no access to the internet, but I can access it from my web browser because it's going to create a web front end. So let's go ahead and I think I copied and pasted the whole thing. Yeah, git clone that. Looks good to me. Awesome. CD into it. Do a quick little ls. All right, yeah, this looks good. So I guess we can jump into it. The first thing I want to do, because like core.sh and start.sh, these are pretty much just, okay, let's see. These are... Yeah, okay. These should just be the default. Bad Cop, the creator of Bash Stack, if you're watching, put something here. What are you doing? Like, Bash Stack, created by Bad Cop. Like, do something like this. Come on. All right. I like to do that, but they don't necessarily do that. But, you know, it is what it is. She's wild. All right, so let's see. What are we going to do? We are going to... I'm going to pull up the web browser again because we need to create a new Bash Stack process, or project. Sounds kind of weird. Why are we doing that? The reason we're going to do that is because I want to compare the files that are in this repo with the actual Bash Stack process or project. So let's do that here. Got the web browser here. You can see the quick start for Bash Stack is actually pretty simple. We just curl this thing and we pipe it to Bash. Very simple. So let's go back to the terminal and let's run that. So we run this. It should ask us for a project name. We'll just call it dist for distribution. Do you want to use Tailwind? I don't care. Cool. So now we have dist, right? Let's go in here, and we can see that there are other files here. So we have the Docker file, the core.sh, blah, 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 blah. Let's run a diff. Diff the Docker file to the Docker file that came in the GitHub repo. They're exactly the same. Cool, so I don't need to look in there. Let's diff the config with the config in there. Okay, they are different. As you can see, their config has Pwnhub, enable sessions, blah, 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 blah. All right, this looks pretty safe. What are the other ones? I think we have start.sh. Oh, they're exactly the same. That's convenient for us. And core.sh. I doubt there's any changes here. Oh, there are some changes. Probably just differences in versions. So let's see. File upload, check up the file upload, regular form field. This looks safe. It doesn't look like anything weird. It might just be a version mismatch or something. I actually don't know. Maybe they modify this. I am actually unsure of that. So where are we here? Okay, we can back out of this. And then we have our includes. Auth.sh. Okay. Icons.sh. We have our pages, and it looks like there's a main index page, and everything else is done through an API call. And there's a lot of API things here. Okay, so this will be a lot of fun. What do we have in static? Static, okay, script.js and style.css. Okay, so I'm willing to bet there's a lot of stuff here. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff here. This will be fun to go through. Look at all that green. You see all that green that's being highlighted? That is extraneous white space. So the user should probably check their editor and make sure like this is just being filtered out. There's no reason to have it. CSS, okay, a lot of cool CSS here. So yeah, I guess we can go get started. Okay, so to get started, I think we just run start.sh, right? I don't think there's any other magic required for that. Okay, that seems pretty simple. Let me go over to this window right here, and we will, oh, I already put it in my, oh, that's, wow, okay, this is crazy to see. I already put it in my browser, but I actually haven't hit enter on my browser, but you can see my browser's preloading some stuff. That's kind of funny to see. So we got it pulled up in the browser. I'm going to share the browser, and let's see. This, okay. Right off the bat, man, this is professional looking. I really like this. CTF collaboration platform. This is some nice styling. I don't know if you did this to yourself or if you got this from like a theme or something. This looks nice. I really like this. CTF collaboration platform. We have a login and we have a register. Cool. So if I put like foo and bar here, this should fail. Hey, 4 password attempts remaining. Oh, that's fun. Look at that. Okay, cool. Well, that shouldn't have worked and it didn't work. So that's great. Let's go over to register. I guess we can register a name. My Bitwarden wants me to use an already existing name. Let's just do Dave. Our display name, we'll do capital Dave. That seems fine. Select your specialty. What are we? Are we a reverse engineer? I think we are. Let's create a password. There were some things here. Minimum 8 characters with letters and numbers. So we will be Dave 3000. Dave 3000. Cool. So let's go ahead and create our account. Be patient, my friend. Hashing takes time. Cool. How much time does this take? I actually don't know how much time to expect this to take, so I guess we can just sit and wait. I don't think anything's happening here. I'm going to be totally honest. I think we've already ran into our first bug, so let's go ahead and pull up the terminal. Nothing important here. We're getting a lot of iNotify wait issues that it's not found on my system. I don't have it installed in the system. I think this is just core to bash stack. Core and dis.core. Let's get rid of this. We don't need that anymore. Yeah, so yeah, it's just because they're calling which there. Okay, so I'm not going to hold this against the user that wrote the code, but I am going to hold this against Bad Cop, and I'm going to bring this up to her because this is not a POSIX compatible way to check if a program exists. You want to do something like this. You want to do like if not command -v iNotify wait, and then we can throw out all the output here. And then if that's not the case, then we can say like, you know, use iNotify equal false, or, you know, do whatever. This is the right syntax for that. This, we just don't need that. So let's go ahead and throw out the output here, or just throw out the error messages, because which is not POSIX compatible, which will be different on different operating systems. I'm just getting sick of seeing that message, so let's go ahead and do that. So if we start, okay, so that shouldn't pop up anymore. What was our issue? Our issue was when we tried to log in, nothing happened. So I have a different terminal open here. Where are we? Let's go into there. Cool. Let's go into, I guess, the login page, right? Is it API login or register? Register was the problem. So we have a nice little register page. Okay, if the request method, oh boy, there's a lot of stuff going on here. We check if the passwords don't match. We check all this stuff. Oh boy, we're gonna do some Dave debugging here. So what that means is, get ready for this, printf debugging at its finest. I'm also going to output to standard error because I don't know if standard out's being captured by this function or not, but if we output to standard error, then we're more likely to have it show up in the terminal. We're going to echo 1 there, we're going to echo 2 here. This is pretty gross, I wouldn't recommend doing it, but I'm in someone else's code base, so this is probably the easiest way to start iterating on this and the most interesting for a video, which is what you're watching right now. So if you are watching this video and you like what you see, go ahead and hit that follow button or hit that subscribe button on whatever platform you're on. Look at that, call to action. Thank you. Yeah, so let's jump down here. 6 is probably good enough. Let's go over here. Let's rerun that code. And I'm going to go re-register. So I'm just clicking create account. Okay, cool. This is really nice to see. We got to 5. We were only able to get to 5. So what happened here? Because I think we had a 6. Yeah, we have a 6 here, right? We never got to the 6, but we did get to the 5. Okay, so there's a specialty logic here. So we check the specialty that the person submitted. And if this one... Oh, look at this. These are all the valid ones because it does nothing. It'll fall through this case statement. But if it's anything that's invalid, we'll get this. I didn't see that invalid specially selected message pop up, so I don't know what's going on there. I don't know why I'm not seeing that. But what specialty did we pick? Let's go ahead and pull up the browser. We picked reverse engineer. And if we go over to this list over here, look at this. Look at this. Reverse engineering. Let's just make reverse engineer valid. Do you think this will work? I have no idea if this will work. We're going to find out. But there was definitely a mismatch, which leads me to believe that there are multiple sources of truth. So let's go ahead. Let's pull back up the web browser, and let's create an account. Again, I don't know if this is working or not, but I can show you the terminal. This is pretty cool. We got to 6. Hey, we're getting somewhere. So that worked. Oh, hold on. Something happened. I will show you what happened. It brought me back to the login screen. So, okay. So we can log in. I have to remember the user I made. Dave and Dave 3000. Log in. Give it a second. Or maybe 2 or 3 seconds, but don't worry. Okay. Not worried. Login successful. Redirecting. That was very fancy. That was very fancy. That's very, you know what? I'm actually impressed by this. This is pretty cool. This is a sick looking interface. Like, I know I probably have to like roast this code because I am you suck at programming and that's what I'm known for. But like, this is sick, dude. This is awesome. Like, you said, give me a week to make this and then you show up with this. Like, I'm impressed, man. This is sick, dude. So what do we got going on here? Challenge tools, add a challenge. Is this like a day night thing? Oh, my settings. Oh, look at this. I'm a reverse engineer, which is now valid. I can change my password, confirm password. That's sick. I can add challenge. Oh, it shows my team members. I wonder if I could like register a different person on the team or something. What tools do I have? Oh, JSON formatter. Okay. Caesar cipher. I know the browser's a little bit slow or small. I have to keep it kind of small to fit it all on screen, but it looks like it wants me to widen it out just a little bit. I'll do that. Steganography. Okay, this is sick, man. We have word lists. Okay. Are these shipped with it? Where do these even come from? This is wild, man. All right. So can we can add a challenge? What does this do if we add challenge? Challenge name. Foo challenge. Category. Oh, I'm so afraid. What if these are invalid categories? Points. 500. Difficulty. Easy. Description. Yo, what's up, gamers? My name is Dave, and I used a single quote, so hopefully that doesn't break anything. Could use one single quote and not two, just in case there's some weird quoting, because I actually kind of want to break something, but you know, we'll see. Foo, bar, baz, comma separated and trimmed? Wow, okay, food challenge, 500 points. Not started, okay. Dude, this is sick, man. This is awesome. Oh, look at this. I can upload files to this, and there's a list of valid extensions. So, okay. So is a PNG valid? I'm going to drag a PNG into here. That just opened it. So it doesn't support drag and drop. It's just a random thumbnail from a video I was working on. Okay, so I uploaded a random shell script that I had, foo.sh, and it's here. By anonymous, even though I'm logged in as my username. And if I view the file, I don't see anything. It's also possible the file's empty, but this is interesting. Okay, you can add notes here. Notes autosave. Yo, what up? So that should just save the notes then. Okay. This is fancy, man. All right, so as far as I'm concerned, this works. Like, this whole website works. That's awesome. Now let's dive into the code. All right, so let's look at some of this code here. We have, actually, you know what? Before we even do that, I'm curious. We have a data directory now. Okay, challenges, login attempts, team notes. Okay, so let's do this. All right, so these are the challenges. Oh, I see. You use pipes to separate them. I mean, we got to try, right? We got to try, right? Like we have to try. Like you're using pipes as a separator character. Oh, I have to know now. So how did I do that? We added a challenge. Challenge name is bar challenge because we already have foo challenge. Points another 500. It's easy. And the description is we use characters to try and break things. Okay. We have bar challenge. Moment of truth. If I go to the description, which I don't know where it is. Where's the description? Should it be here? That can't be right, right? Let me go. How do I go back to my challenges? Here we go. Food challenge. Where's the description for the food challenge? Oh man, is there no description here? Wait, did I mess up? Is there, how do I see the description? Oh man. All right, I might just be blind or I might be stupid, but let's do a new one. We can just make a new challenge, right? Challenge name is Baz Challenge. Look at that, just put the pipe there. Let's make that web, make that a solid 100 points. This one will be medium, so it's more difficult for less points. That's awesome. Hi. Hello. Add challenge. Okay. So now we have now we have Baz. It should be Baz Bar Challenge, but we have Baz. Oh yeah, look at that. It is medium points. We broke it. So cool. Food challenge is 500 points and it's in the web category. Baz is in the challenge category and it's worth medium points. So that's fun. Oh man. Let's go back to the code. What else can we glean from this code? Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, you're going to have to learn to serialize this data. Oh, I say learn, I don't mean that judgingly. I mean, like, I don't actually know how you would serialize this safely using something like bash stack. There's going to be ways. There's absolutely going to be ways, but you're going to have to find some character that will allow you to serialize this data properly. We have login attempts. We have team notes. Oh, yeah, same thing. If I start putting pipes in my notes, like, we're in a bad spot. Oh, and this is the file that I uploaded. Okay, interesting. You do take the file name from the person. What if I had a pipe in my file name? I mean, you just stuff you got to think about. What is this? Oh, users.txt. Oh, that's cool. So my password's in here, and it's actually like hashed. That's beautiful. Look at that. Oh, that's so fancy. Okay, cool. What else do we have here? We have pub/sub and sessions, right? Sessions is, yeah, okay. So this should be my login session. Yeah, so this is everything set. So bash stack handles sessions for you. Basically, it creates a session on the server, it stores it in this file, and this ID is given to your client as a cookie. So in my web browser, I would have a cookie that shows this. I think I can show that if I inspect element. I'm trying to bring this where people can see it. I think you can just use a document.cookie, and there should be a session. There we go. So this string right here, this E whatever, it might be kind of hard to read. It's the same string that's in the terminal. So you can see, like, that's what it is. That's how that works. So that's nice. Bash stack kind of gives you that session for free. You might be used to that if you come from like the PHP world. What else do we have here? Uploads? Oh, I guess that makes sense. You have to store the upload somewhere. Oh, we store them exactly as the user uploads them with the exact same file name. Kind of interesting. It's a nice way to embed that data. But yeah, okay. So that's how that data is stored. Cool. Let's actually dig through some code, right? Because we got to review some code. I guess the first thing would be like, let's look at the index page. Oh boy. Okay. Source config.sh, source include icons. Okay, I'm actually I'm very curious about this. What is the icons? Icons library, centralized SVG icon management. Oh, do you just embed the, oh wow, this is so interesting. So all the icons are just as SVGs that you have embedded in there and you just store them all. That's pretty cool. I actually like that. I think Bash Stack does that as well with the Bash logo. I'd have to double check on that one, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how she stores it. All right, so, okay, so this is just the whole index page. So we have a programming language inside another programming language. Always fun to read because Vim does not syntax highlight that nicely. because it's just one big string basically. All right, if session is authenticated, okay, then we get the main page. Otherwise, we get the login/register page. That makes perfect sense. It's a whole bunch of HTML, some embedded SVG, looks like HTMX or whatever that thing is. I think it's HTMX, right? Yeah, there's a lot going on here because this is mostly just HTML code. I don't even know if I need to review this. A lot of green. That's just extraneous white space. Oh, wow. Yeah, you need like a case statement or something here, or to store whatever information you want above this. So like you could do like something like case session. I'm totally just making up the syntax, but you could do like specialty. I might have these wrong, but like you'll get the idea of what I'm trying to do. In web, then you could do something like that, and then, you know, iterate through all the possibilities. And then when you get down here, you could just say, you could output something like, you know, a href equals foo $s, blah, blah, blah. That's just an example, but just showing that you can do the logic up here and then end up with a simple string. And then you can use that simple string in your template down here where you do the HTML. That might be a way to clean this up just a little bit. I'm scrolling down right now. There's a ton here. I went all the way to the bottom. This is just going to be HTML code. This won't be any fun to review. So let's get out of here. Let's go to the API. Ooh, there's a lot here. Okay, so I guess register and login. These are probably the most interesting ones. Or at least we've definitely seen these. So, okay, so you call source here. You put these in double quotes, whereas before in the other page, you didn't put quotes around them at all. You don't need quotes around them. It's just interesting that you mix styles here. You are in bash. You can do the double. Here, you can totally just do this. This is valid syntax, and especially once you do that, these don't undergo word splitting, so you don't actually need to quote them. I like quoting this one just because my syntax highlighter can handle it properly. But yeah, you can definitely do something like this. Here, you don't need these quotes here because you're just doing variable assignment. Variable assignment does not undergo word splitting, so you're safe to omit these. If you want, you don't have to. I know some people just prefer to leave them there, so I'll leave them there, but just letting you know they are not necessary. That's me who's echoing this. I was like, why are you echoing this to standard error? Oh, that was actually my fault. So that's cool. What else do we have here? Okay, I lengthened the terminal. I can't do it. If you're watching on the big screen, I was trying to record simultaneously for short format and long format, and after this video hit over 20 minutes, I'm like, this is not even going to be, I can't even upload this to a platform with short form video. It turns out I'm just way better creating long form video. So yeah, if you're watching this as a YouTube exclusive, thank you, hello, welcome. Feel free to hit that subscribe button because I like when you guys do that, and I don't charge anything for this content. I do have a Patreon. You can sign up if you want. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about it. Sponsored content over. Let's get back into the code. So if -z or -z or -z or -z, okay. Double quotes because we're in bash. If we use double quotes, then we don't need quotes around this. Double quotes, I said quotes, brackets, double brackets because we're in bash. And we can do this. So you can put the pipes inside. You don't need to keep closing and reopening the square brackets. So this is totally valid right here. Okay, just make sure I have everything quoted properly. You could totally do something like this. I am more of the mindset of like if -z username, then print an error specific to the username, print an error specific to that, print an error specific to that. That's how I like to do it. But you know, feel free to do whichever way you want to do it. There's really nothing wrong with this code right here. If password not equal to confirm password, okay, yeah, you want to make sure those two things are the same. Again, you could use the double square brackets, but not a big deal. Validate password strength. Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah, you do this here. You do your little checking here. You can do this. Double parens because we're doing math-based expression, and then you don't need to worry about any sort of weirdness with that. Oh, you got the count of it. Okay, again, same. You can do this, and then you won't need the -lt. You can just say less than 3. There we go. Again, I don't like that this list is duplicated. We have a list that exists in HTML. We have a list that exists in the code. I would find a better way to validate this, store it maybe in one text file or something so they can share it, or just find some way to clean this up. For now, I'm of the mindset of doing this. Like, if you absolutely wanted to keep this, I would do this, where each one gets their own thing, and that own thing is just the double semicolon, which tells it to move on. That way they'll all be on separate lines. At least it becomes a lot easier to read. I'm not going to go ahead and do that here, but I think you get the idea of what I'm trying to say. So that's kind of how I would solve it. I said I wasn't going to do it here. I feel like I should, right? All right, let's record a macro, QA0, find the pipe character, replace it with this, enter, and kill that pipe character. There we go. And now we can just use Vim macros to kind of go through and do it for us. So yeah, this is how I would do it. You kind of get rid of all these things right here. Just you have to re-indent it. I use different indentation than this author uses. So what do we get when we get down here? You do some, oh, look at this. You did get rid of the pipe characters there. So you knew at some point they were dangerous. You could probably get rid of them like this. You can use a parameter substitution. So I think you might just be able to do this, and that will have the same effect. So you won't need to pipe to sed. You could get the first 50 characters. Is it just characters that you want? Because I think you can do this. How do you get the first 50 characters? Start from spot 1 and go to spot 50. I might have an off by 1 error there. But yeah, if you do this, then you don't actually need any of this. This will have the same effect as what you're trying to do. Okay. If this file exists, again, I like just this. Then you you corrupt for the username in a pipe there. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, that would work. I'd probably like, oh man. I can't even get into what I would do here. I mean, really, you just want a database. But you know what? Hey, I actually respect this. We're in the bash stack. I respect this. Baller move right there. Okay, and then you hash password, call hash password. I don't know what that function does. Hey, we're in bash. You don't have to use the external date command. You could do this. Printf, and then we can give it a format specifier of t. And inside that t, we can put a strf time string, which is what you have here without the plus sign. So let's just yank this, and we'll go here, and we'll paste it. There we go. And is this right? And we want to save it to a variable. What did you call it? Registration date? Okay, this is a little bit gnarly, but bear with me. And then we have to give printf a argument. You don't technically have to give it. It's optional, but we give it -1 for the current date. So you can get rid of this. And this is using a bash built-in way of saying, hey, printf, store the output in this variable name, and this is the output we want. We want a % with an open parenthesis, and when we close the parenthesis, we say T for date, and then everything we put in here is going through stirf time or stirf time, however you want to pronounce it. And then we do the serialization here. Again, worried about the pipe characters. You might want to figure something out there. I don't have a good solution off the top of my head. We can use the stirf time here. In fact, I mean, we're just getting the same time. You can really with the registration date here. Cool. And then you just echo some HTML. Dude, bash stack is wild. What do we do with the login? Now we're in the login thing. Oh, look at this. You have a little cutoff time here and stuff. We get the current epoch time. Is it echo? It's built into bash, by the way. Epoch real time. There we go. I think you have epoch seconds. There we go. You can just use this variable. It's built into bash. Every time you expand it, you'll get the epoch time. Because you're in bash 4.0, you're guaranteed to have that. So yeah, I would just swap that out with, you could just do cutoff time equal epoch seconds minus 3600. What's that, like a day or something? Yep, you could do that. Man, there's a lot of stuff in here. I have to say, man, you go all out here. We track login attempts. You can like cut down on brute forcing this. This is actually pretty sick. I like this. While ifs equals this, read -r, and then you read everything back from the, yeah, I mean, this is, like I said, the pipe might be a problem with serialization. We'd have to serialize the data before you don't want the data to ever have a pipe character in itself, but like, this is a solid way of approaching this. This is how I would do it if I was doing it in bash. I probably wouldn't do it in bash, but this is solid, man. Yeah, I like this. Yeah, and this is where it's successful. Okay. And yeah, you set the session, you save the session. This is all bash stack stuff, so that's great. Cool. Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, this is pretty solid, man. Like, it's not my style of code. I would code a little bit differently. Just stylistically, like, I wouldn't have as long of lines, but that's not a big deal. Like, that's fine. I'm not going to hold that into account. What do we have for the upload.sh? I'm curious. Oh, wow. Okay. Same thing here. This is how you validate the Wow, there's so much that's going on here. Oh yeah, look at this. This is this stat right here. This is a GNUism. I don't know if this will work on other operating systems. That's totally fine. Again, I'm running on Linux specifically because that's one of the prereqs, but this wouldn't work on other operating systems most likely. Yeah, look at this. I code a little bit differently, so I would take this and put that up here. So I would say, like, you know, I like the exit early, the early return type of thing. So I would do like this. And then we close that level of indentation so we can go here and condense that whole thing by one level of indentation. And then we just have like code down here. Does that make sense? So if it's not post, we get out of it real quick. And then down here, we know that like we are in a post request. That's kind of how I would handle it. So yeah, I won't dig through the rest of the code, but this is awesome, man. Like this is so cool. I'm glad you accepted my challenge. I'm glad I was able to get it to work. I mean, that's amazing. Think about it. I pulled down your GitHub repo, I ran a command, and then I had a website that worked. I could register a user, I could log into it, I could break it a little bit. Yeah, so that's super cool, man. It's funny. I get these comments, and a lot of people talk a big game in the comments, and then it kind of just falls flat. But you were like, yo, give me a week. And then a week later, you're like, yo, here it is. So you know what, man? Shout out. Respect. That's awesome. So yeah, I appreciate that. I think the only thing left is to give the author of Bashstack a call, because I told her I would give her a chance to review the code. So I think that's what's next. Okay, so we have the world famous Bash Cop here. She is the author of the Bashstack. So like I told this commenter, she's going to roast it. And by roast, I mean critique and actually just go through and be nice about it. Or not. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, take it away.
Oh, wait. You said be nice?
Hey, come on.
Hold on. I got to change some... Yeah. No, we can. Let's pivot. Yeah, let's pivot.
I want you to be as honest as possible. How does that sound?
Okay, honest.
There we go.
Honest. So I looked through this a bit already.
Nice.
And this is where I ended up first, because I was like, that's curious. We got a JavaScript file in our Bashstack code, and there's a lot of lines in here.
Oh yeah.
I didn't read them all, but I can tell that it's some good stuff happening in here, because we got like a set timeout with 100, just like a little 100 millisecond delay, and then we can like a little 300, little 3-second delay.
Ooh, 30 times better. I'm also realizing I don't think I looked through script.js, so that's super embarrassing. I'm glad you're looking at it then, so at least someone's reviewing this code, because I kind of just skipped right past it.
I looked at the first 10 lines and I was like,
that's 10 more than I did.
Like an anti-pattern for Bashstack, but let's we'll see.
All right.
But yeah, then I started poking around. I organized like these little tabs. I'm being so fancy.
Oh my god, yeah, look at this. This is way more work than I did.
This was something I noticed around a lot in the different endpoints.
I didn't notice that. That's awesome.
This doesn't do anything.
It doesn't work yet.
Because all these files get sourced, so they're not being like executed. And also it's on the second line, which is, but like,
yeah, it's not a shebang. It's a comment. It's only a comment.
It's a comment. Now, a thing about Bashstack, this is actually a load-bearing. This is an important, like, Bashstack will change its behavior based on this comment.
That is good to know.
This one is doing things, but this one is doing nothing.
That was just there for fun. I like it.
Yeah, I think it's a good reminder that this is Bash.
Mm-hmm.
So that works. Okay, where did I go next? This is one I came across in a couple places where we're doing we're grabbing something that's like a user input from one of the like path variables,
mm-hmm.
and then we're doing base name as a security thing to prevent path traversal. And I can see why you think this would work, because I also had this in my code at one point. If we look here, in one of my code bases, changed base name to this sanitize function, because this is actually the opposite of security. This is a vulnerability. So somebody in my community found out that you can specify some flags to base name.
Oh, wow.
So if we do like a quick man base name, there's this -A flag and this -S flag that like I forget exactly what the attack is here,
Yeah.
but if you specify these, you can make it do unexpected things, and
This is glorious. Oh,
you
yeah.
can get a like full remote execution here, which is cool. So maybe fix that one.
All right, fair, fair.
Also, you're definitely gonna want quotes around this. Like, come on, this is Bash. You put quotes around everything.
Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa. I actually called this out. I actually said you could remove some of the quotes because the user does mix quotes and no quotes. When you have just variable assignment on its own line, there is no word splitting that happens there. So the quotes will be extraneous.
On this line?
Yeah. It's just, if it's just variable assignment, you don't need the quotes.
Oh,
No,
really?
no expansion will happen. I mean, feel free to test me, but this is a meeting of the bash minds right here.
Yeah. I just practice quote paranoia.
That's smart,
If I put
honestly.
quotes everywhere, then I'll never have a bug where I forgot the quotes.
That is true. Yeah, honestly, this is good advice, especially for anyone listening right now. Like, I would rather have a bug that's happening with my quotes around a variable than a bug without the quotes around the variable. Because if you don't have quotes around your variable, that bug could be anything. But if you do have quotes, the bugs are at least a little bit more, they're easier to find.
Yeah, agree.
Wow. So interesting. Yeah, I wouldn't even think to use base name there. I would have just done like parameter expansion or something to try and delete everything
They
up to the first
probably
slash.
got this from one of the examples that I forgot to update. So
Oh,
that
okay.
Is
Oh, so we blame you. Okay, got it.
yeah.
Yeah. Solid.
This is a fun one. So here they're trying to use the feature where you can specify custom headers. Because by default, Bash Stack will do your headers for you because it's annoying to have to spell out all the headers.
Right.
But this is a little escape hatch. However, it does have to be on the first line. So the fact that this is here, like if we look at the thing, how it works, it's literally just doing head 1 of the file. So this, I don't know how this got here, but this does nothing.
That's incredible. So in this example, would it even do the respond 404? I assume it would.
No,
It just
this
would.
would just end up in the body of
Okay.
the
Okay.
response. Like it's gonna be a 200, and then it's gonna have 404 not found in the body.
That's incredible.
Yeah, this one's also not gonna work.
Yeah. Oh, that's so fun.
There was another one. I think it's coming up next. Oh no, this. Okay, hold on. Let's go out of order.
All right, I'm ready.
Where is? Oh God. What? All right, I'm lost in my own thing. Okay, hold on. We're really out of order now. I think purple. Nope. Okay, I think blue is the one we want. Okay, this is the related one.
All right.
So if we go to this one has a similar situation. We don't have the headers thing, but then we're trying to do some headers.
Oh yeah.
And echo is not what you want here. There's a helper function that's exported called header that does the
You need the curlifs.
yeah.
Yeah.
/r/n.
Yeah, the line feed the carriage return new line.
But this doesn't work because of it doesn't have the headers thing. And also exit 1 in this situation actually does not what you want. I had to test this because I wasn't sure. Oh God. Wait, this one. Wait, what happened? Okay, this one. I had to test this because I wasn't sure. But if I just made a little sample project that's only got one endpoint.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
just does exit 1. And if I do a curl here, with dash I, this actually gives us a 201.
Oh, wow. Okay.
What you're supposed to do is this. If you want to do like a thing, now this will do a 403.
Okay.
Because the way bash stack works is it like encodes this as an exit value, but exit values only go from 0 to 255 or whatever it is. So there's like a weird mapping there that goes on between the HTTP codes and the the exit code.
I see. So the unit exit code gets translated into the requisite HTTP status code, so you can deal with having like over
Right.
500 different codes. Yeah.
Right. If we did like an echo of this, let's see, what is it actually? It's 131. It's like the
131.
actual
Okay.
exit code. So you could do exit 131 if you wanted to be
But
fancy.
these are like magic numbers, so probably
Yeah,
best
yeah.
just to use the function. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you probably didn't want to do 201 here. Because that's like, I don't know, what's 201?
What is 201? Is it continuous?
Created.
What? I didn't know this website existed.
http.cat, it's the best website.
That's incredible. I
You
love
get a
this.
cat meme that explains exactly the code.
That's beautiful. Okay, this is great.
All right, backtracking a little bit. We had, I think, where were we? Okay, this one I don't know what's going on here. What happened?
I don't even think I saw this. I mean, okay, this is a Caesar
this is
cipher
a
decoder.
Caesar cipher, but why? Why are there a bunch of hard coded? This is like the is even of like
Yeah.
we just hard code all the possible words and then
Is there a secret code in it or something? Like you are this with have for like what's I don't know.
I don't know what this means.
Cuz isn't a Caesar cipher just did you say grok? Please call Copilot grok. I'm gonna
It's a Caesar cipher decoder. Okay. Why does it look like that though?
grok, please.
You're referring to lines 56 to 76. Yes. Here's why. Since the script doesn't understand English, it uses rules and pattern matching. Why? I don't know. Maybe this is how you do this. I don't know what this script is trying to do.
Yeah,
It says this is correct, so I think it's correct.
I'd have to, that's the best thing I've ever heard. I'd have to double check. I think a Caesar cipher is where you just swap one letter for a different letter, like bidirectionally, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, rot 13 shifts them by 13, but a Caesar cipher, like, I think a Caesar cipher could be done with a
these are
single.
like the most common words, and this is like it trying to reverse engineer what the
Trying to solve it.
cipher it is.
Yeah, I guess it is yeah. Yeah, so it's I think that is what it is, because it's a Caesar cipher solver, so it's looking for common words, incrementing a score, which is like it's using as a heuristic, and then probably
There
brute
might
forcing
be a
based on
better
that.
way to write this.
Possibly, yeah.
worth investigating.
Why does it look like that? I love it, because we're like, there's got to be ways to clean up this code, but also when it comes to what a Caesar cipher is, we're both stupid. So maybe this is the way to do it. I know, yeah, I'm not a security person. I don't know.
I know Rot 13. That's the.
Yeah.
Is that the same one?
No,
Or Caesar is when you rotate by any number?
I don't think it's a rotate. I think Caesar is when you say like I could be wrong. We should ask Grok here, but I think Caesar is when you say like, oh, every A is swapped for an M and every R is swapped for a T and C is not swapped. I think Caesar cipher is like arbitrarily swapping letters. If only I had the sum of human knowledge at my fingertips and I could just Google it. But,
Yeah,
here we are.
unfortunately, we don't.
We don't have that. So
we're just going to have to move on to whatever.
we have
my
to
next
speculate
one
wildly.
is. This one is interesting. I have to wonder what happened here. Because
Oh, yeah.
EOF. And if I search EOF, it's the only one. So we're running a command called EOF here. And I don't know if you have a program called EOF on your computer, because I don't.
Yeah. That was totally meant to close it here, Doc.
Yeah, there's no doc here.
That's awesome.
So I don't know what happened.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's definitely a mistake. Something went wrong there. Oh, I love this.
I guess this probably does work. It probably just spits out because it's the last line, so it's probably just like printing an error on the console every time you hit this endpoint. That's like, I don't know what EOF is. I couldn't find that.
So, like, I'm willing to bet that nothing gets affected as standard out, so no user sees this. And if I were to look at bash stack, like, in its terminal, it would just say, like, EOF command not found, probably.
Yeah.
How fun.
It was fun.
This is wild. Oh,
There's
my God. Hold on. What's happening on line 183? Printf. I see why they're doing that.
That's
I
the
understand.
printf.
You don't need to do that. I understand why they're doing it, because they want to get a number back into the format specifier, but oh boy, you don't need to do that. Wow, this
Yeah.
that's the printf. Thank you.
Oh, we do that in a few places.
Sounds like we need a function.
Yeah, I've not scrolled here. I had one more bookmarked. I thought this was interesting. I don't think this is like if I go to the OWASP cheat sheet for security, I don't think this is what they're gonna say is the recommended way to store passwords.
Yeah. Just 1,000 rounds of SHA-256, it looks like, yeah.
Is it better than just one round? It's debatable.
Yeah, I feel like
Maybe it's 1,000 times better.
like if I pull this source code, yeah, I'm gonna know. Okay, I'm gonna know it's 1,000, so I can just pre-compute all of them ahead of time. Maybe if the iterations were different per user. Hold on, I'm gonna stop right here. I don't know security. Don't listen to me when it comes to hash salting and putting iterations on your. Don't trust me.
I mean, it'll take you 1,000 times longer to compute your table, but like,
It's so fast.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
And,
this is
like-
probably slow because it has to keep redoing the same subshell over and over again, but that's
Yeah,
bash
that's-
being slow.
That is just, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not gonna be slow for someone cracking this.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some crazy stuff in here.
Oh, look at that line. If you scroll up a little bit, I think it was like line 40. Yeah, line 48. That's the perfect example of like you could condense that whole Boolean into just leaving the double square brackets. Take out the whole if statement. Like you don't need the if,
true.
the else, the return. Just say, bracket, computed hash only equals expected hash, and just put that at the end of the line, and you'll have the implicit return of that. Yeah, just a real simple way to clean up that Boolean logic there.
It's just like Rust.
It's just like Rust, yeah. Except in Bash, you could put a semicolon on the last line and it would still return it.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Rust will yell at you. Well, actually, no.
This-
Rust won't yell at you. It'll just return a unit type.
This concerns me because it makes me think at some point in this project we were storing plain text passwords.
Yeah.
Is
Oh,
this
yeah.
used? No, this is not used. This is legacy code.
Okay. Yeah, that's a message to anyone out there who runs this auth system. Again, don't listen to me, but if you're storing users' passwords as plain text and then you want to migrate them to some hash and salted solution, force them to change their password. Don't just hash the plain text that you already have.
True. I also thought this was interesting. I saw this in a couple places where
Oh.
Whenever we need to generate random strings, we try OpenSSL, and if that fails, we silently fall back to XXD from wrandom. And if
Oh
that
boy.
fails, for some reason, we SHA-256 the date.
Oh yeah, that's not good. You gotta use the highest standard possible and then just throw an error at this point. Also, we
I
do
do
have
wonder what scenario this one's failing. Like,
yeah. Like your system should have dev random, maybe sed flags not being consistent, but the prereq in this person's README says to use it on Linux, so I feel like the GNU sed will support this. Yeah, this is wild. Yeah, you could just reach for srandom, the all capital srandom variable in Bash. It's built in. It will use the arc4 random or dev random under the hood, I think. You don't need to seed it. It's super nice. If you unset it, it loses all its special value. I don't know if you're familiar with that, bad cop.
oh yeah. Do you know how many times when I was reading the manual, I had to say the sentence, if you unset this variable, it will lose its special value and cannot be, like, regained.
Listen, I want to go through and just get a super cut of that, of you saying it.
I think it's in the manual literally like 30 times, that exact, like, sentence.
That's incredible. I need
Started to lose my mind a little bit.
I need to use like the fucking. I just need to use like the thumbnail from your 8-hour video where you did that and like put it in a meme or something. It's like, Dave, you're so good at Bash. It's like, yeah, there's only one person I'm afraid of, and then just cut to that thumbnail of yours because that's insane.
Whenever you need to like quote something from the manual, just use a clip of my video. I give you can have
That
full rights.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good. I love that. Oh my god, yes, beautiful. Oh my god, that's so funny. Oh my god, I love that. Yes, that's so good. There's so many times where I just pull up the manual because like that's what I need. That's yes, thank you. Perfect. Beautiful.
Oh, come on.
Oh, what's happening here?
Just go A to Z. Come on.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
We
No
use
problems.
we use grep too. You can totally just do pattern substitution or pattern expansion in Bash, filter out all the non-characters, and then check to see if the string is empty or unset or whatever. You don't need external tools. You don't need grep for this. But I respect it.
You could also do this with a here string into grab.
That's so true. You've heard of useless use of cat? Get ready for useless use of echo.
Yeah.
No, it's true. Also, yeah, the echo does append a new line. Not that it matters here, but it does append a new line.
Yeah, what did you find anything interesting?
I did. I guess this is, I don't know if this is off the record or not. I wanted to actually just like focus on the project itself, so I ran it in my own little virtual machine.
I was too afraid.
Yeah, I spun up my own virtual machine, restricted its network access, and then just, I ran it that way because I was like, this is a security guy. I don't think he's trying to own me, but I want to at least do my due diligence. So I explained that at the beginning of the video. But I wanted to focus more on like the actual like website of it. So I actually used some of the stuff, clicked like the buttons on it, because like, okay, here's the thing. Honestly, people issue challenges and stuff in my comments a lot, but most people don't come through. So this dude came through.
There's a lot of code here. Yeah.
So I had to show him respect. Be like, listen, I'm going to use your product. So like, even though we're roasting it now, mad respect for someone who steps up to the plate, dude. I got to respect that. So yeah, I ran it.
Okay, well, hold on. Maybe we do need the shebangs in some of these.
Oh.
I didn't know we were doing some exec.
Why are they execing? That's scary.
That's cool. I don't know the implications. So I like it.
Yeah, you're just execing them directly. So now they're being...
they're running.
I don't know the implications either. That's so interesting because in your bash stack, I know you export functions. So they're going to be like... This is one of those, like, you use the wrong answer or you use the wrong thing, but you got the right answer. Like...
Oh, yeah, this keeps happening? Is this supposed to...
I don't know what that is. That doesn't seem right.
I don't know if that's related to this website or...
Yeah, Grok, what happened?
Grok, are you alive?
Dude, calling Copilot Grok is killing me. I hate it. But yeah, so I ended up running it, and I did break it a little bit. So there were he serializes a lot of data using pipe characters, so I just started putting pipe characters in my name and stuff, and I completely broke it. Like, instead of being worth 400 points, it was worth like web developer points. Like, everything was just wrong. But it's fun. It was fun.
That is fun.
Oh yeah, I even called it like.
What are your thoughts on single?
Oh, I talk about that in my little review of it. I use double brackets everywhere. There's no reason to ever use a single bracket.
I agree.
Double has everything you need. This is weird to say, but it has more consistent rules about when you do and don't need quoting. So obviously, if you don't know what you're doing, quote all your expansions. But with the double brackets, you almost never need to quote them. You do sometimes on the right-hand side, but yeah, that's it. Yeah, but yeah, I double quote or double brackets everywhere, and then if you're doing arithmetic expression, always the double parens. That's my view of it. you just keep highlighting. I know it doesn't do anything. It's just so you didn't even say anything. You just kept highlighting it.
I mean, this is the fancy shit. We're doing some good stuff here.
Yeah.
I like that.
I do like that. I respect that. I do like the while ifs equal pipe character. Yep.
Yeah, I don't like that.
You don't like it? I use that in places. I'm cool with it.
Oh, it works.
It looks weird.
Yeah.
But there's an example of they're using the pipe character when they serialize data, so I just started putting the pipe character in my data, and it was not happy.
That makes sense. They are using did you try uploading any files?
I did. Yes, I uploaded one file to it.
Did it work?
It seemed to, but then the website showed me nothing, so I wasn't quite sure.
Yeah, so like the file upload thing, I wrote that as a meme. It's so bad. It's I didn't think anybody would ever actually use that. So when I saw that in here, I was like, oh, uh-oh. Listen,
you can't write things as a meme, because I find out that people just start using the things that I consider a meme too. So
I wanted it to be good, but I don't like. So I was looking at someone else's because a different Bash framework has good file uploads, and I was looking at how they do it.
I hate the concept of a different Bash framework, but yeah, go on.
I'm not the first to do this, but they were calling DD a whole bunch.
Okay.
And I was afraid to put that in mine, so I'm not like a huge DD expert.
No, that's fair. If you get any of the arguments wrong, you can just like wipe a disk or something.
Right, and putting that in code that I like publish on the internet and like
yeah,
I would want to be very correct about that.
Yeah.
And we didn't have Grok yet when I was writing this.
Oh, so now you're gonna get great code. Got it.
Right.
Didn't have Grok yet.
I think that's true. I think Grok is too new.
Yeah, it's so weird. I was thinking about that too, looking through some of the code I've written, and I'm just like, this existed like before AI. Like, I don't use AI to code, but for some reason in my brain, that's still like an epoch. Like, there's a before and an after. Before Grok and after Grok.
BG and AG.
Dude, I don't know how to explain it, but it makes sense. You understand it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, so any other notes, any other thoughts on this?
Sure. I mean,
yeah, go on. Sorry.
README.
Yeah, I said that too when I went here. I was like, this is like very professional. Yeah, okay, here's what I did. I went to your bash stack page after I looked at this, because I was like, wait, is this just all bad cop? And I looked, and yours is just like one paragraph. Yeah. And it's like classic bad cop, so nothing's like capitalized, it's all lowercase, which is how I type, so I feel that.
Yeah, I don't believe in the uppercase letters.
No, I'm with you. That's why we get along.
There is no caps lock key on my keyboard.
That's amazing.
There's the escape key.
Yep. Listen, I use a Mac, so they just remove the escape key.
Yeah, you can't even.
It isn't S tier README. I will say that. Well, hold on real quick. I'll tell you what I did. I made a new project, and then I diffed a bunch of the files from the new project to what this person had in their GitHub, so I could compare. So their Docker file is untouched. That's just what you get from yours.
Yes, I did the same thing, but in my head. I
Oh,
looked at
okay.
this and I was like, oh, that's my Docker file. Okay.
Fair enough. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They didn't change much. The core was slightly different, but I might just be a
Oh,
versioning
really?
thing. It was something around the file uploading was slightly different. It
Oh,
like did
I
a
believe it.
yeah, it did some sort of test or something to I forget what it was, but
The upload is known bad code.
gotcha.